Hey guys, if you like this content, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys like the video and subscribed to my channel. It helps make these videos worth it going forward. What's up guys, Altcoin Shipper here with a crypto market review. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not an expert, do your own research. Today I want to just review Bitcoin. I haven't done a Bitcoin video in a really long time, or just a video period. So yeah, let's just get to it. Today I'm just going to review Bitcoin, and I'm going to talk about some of the, overall market environments, where we're at, potentially where some buy the dip areas are. Let's just start with BTC USD on the weekly. This is the Bitstamp chart. I could go somewhere else, but whatever, it's here. I think it's important to check where we are contextually, and this is the Ethereum chart. So let me. Okay. This is BTC USD on Coinbase, and where are we at right overall? Like when you check the 1 week chart, you can see that this is just still an extremely bullish market structure. I don't think there's any debate. Like this is not bearish. In no reality is this bearish at any point. I think that you first look at this weekly level, this weekly wick set at the market high at 69K. This was back in November 21, top of the market. And you can see that this is an area that's been, there's like a lot of selling activity. And that's to be expected, right? Like this weekly wick, generally speaking, if you've seen my other videos, you'll see that wicks, like to the upside or downside, generally speaking, will provide pretty strong support or resistance. Like these are good starting areas to look for. So like when you are looking to see back at the market top before, you can use this market wick back in April 21, and you can see that price really struggled to get above that area. You saw a weekly close in November 21, but really, generally speaking, this area was an area of heavy resistance back at 65K, and price never really was truly able to sustain moves above that area. So, as I said before, you generally see these strong wicks in both directions, and alternatively too, you can see these other wicks back in January of 21, where this formed the base back in the summer of 21. After price bottom went from 60K to 30K, price chopped around for a while, and then we had the second move up. But yeah, I mean, you generally see, and this is also prevalent too in altcoins as well, where you generally see like these wicks providing pretty strong SR levels, and it's very common. So yeah, where are we at right now? We're checking the overall market structure. This is obviously still very bullish, and we're seeing price stall out at that former all-time high level, around 68K, 69K, whatever, and price couldn't really close above there. Given the way that things are looking already to the start of this week, I would be very surprised if we're able to get above there this week. We'd have to see a lot of buyers step in, and if we see some sort of weekly close above that 69K area, then I mean, it's just off to the races at that point. But I think at this point, this weekly close looks pretty ugly. You're starting to see sell volume come in, and it looks like price wants to go a little bit lower. Now, if it goes lower, then where's it going? On the weekly, there are a few demand areas that you can see on the chart. You can see this this kind of 50K area, 50 to 53K area. This would be the first demand area. And there's a lot of juicy support down at the 45K level. Now, is it going to go all the way to 45K? I don't really personally think so. At least in this current run, maybe it goes to 100K and then eventually down to 40K. Totally possible at that point. But like as of, 40K, 40, 50K right now, seems unlikely. Fib it out, and you can see that this 52K area is confluent with the 382 fib. And in my experience, you generally do see, you will see that 382 fib tested eventually. So if you want to, again, fib it out, again, back in the run up back in 2021, 2020, you can see that this went all the way to the 618. So, it went all the way from, 10K to 60K, nuked right through the 382 and point 0.5, and then it finally found a bottom with a 618. I guess what I'm trying to say is that at a certain point, everything comes down eventually. You just don't know if it's going to head there now or later. A better example might be on the first part of the run-up. So this would be like, the first part of the 10K to 60K journey, and we can fib it out. And you can generally see here that the minute price started going up, started its run from 10K to 60, you can see that it had a heavy amount of volatility, pulled back from 42K all the way down to 30K, tagged the 382 several times, and then it continued its moon mission. So maybe that's kind of where we're at right now. I don't know, if I'm being honest with you. If we are on our journey to 100K, then, it would make sense that price is going to kind of stall into that area. But I don't know. Like, is 52K going to come? I think there's just so many more levels before that time to really consider that really a possibility. To be clear, I do believe that price is going to hit 50K eventually. I don't know when that's going to happen. If it's now or later, don't know. But I think it's pretty important to understand like the overall context and where some other support levels are. So let's kind of scroll down and go to the 1 day. This is BTC USD on the daily. You can see the 200-day EMA still pretty far down. It's all the way down like the 44K area, 45K. And you can start to see some of this overall, you can see some of these demand areas right here. You can see it barely touched that first demand area here, wicked up, but to be determined if this is actually going to hold. I think this is the first real demand area that you can see on the daily, around the 60 to 63K area. And if price goes down, then if that level breaks, which we should see overall over the next, few weeks, should be a lot more telling, 53K would be the area up. And that, as I said before, is confluent with that overall area of the 382 fib. So this would make a lot of sense, as I said, for it to eventually hit 52. I don't know if it's going to hit right now. But I guess we'll just take it level to level. I mean, as I said before, the 52K area is an area of interest. Not really ready to call it yet, personally. I do think that is a certain possibility, though. But for now, the 60K to 63K area is the one to look for. What are we looking for as a bottom? Are we looking for price to just kind of jolt right down and then V-shape up? Are we looking for come down and more of a chop consolidation and then go up higher? Well, you can generally see both in a bull market. I personally think that like the consolidation is much healthier, and I recently wrote a tweet about this too. But the longer the consolidation period, the stronger the next preceding move up. Whereas the shallower the dips, unless it's like super bullish, like early on in the move, then that's all you're going to get. So you'll see this, like see a quick blitz down, and then like it just resumes up. And you'll see this on every type of altcoin ever when they're starting its move. But when it starts to get higher in its progression, similar to like what we saw back here in Bitcoin in 2021, where it hit 42K, then went all down to 32K. This is really when altcoins started to move because Bitcoin was pausing. But also you saw this more healthy, sustainable bull flag where you see price chopping around and then it goes higher. That's kind of like the overall price action that you'd like to see, because the longer something consolidates, the stronger the move after. And that's what you're also seeing back here. When it went from 60 to 30K, price consolidated for 3 months, and then it had one last move up before everything died. So what I'm trying to say is that I think we're far along in the move now, to the point where you're not going to really see like these quick shallow dips. Maybe you will. I don't know. I could be wrong. But I think that you'll either see one of two things. I think you'll either see you'll see it come down, chop around, form some sort of bottom, And this is good, healthy price action, to be honest. This is like good, healthy price action that you see, and you want to see this type of price action in an uptrend. It's healthy, it's good, it's consolidating, it's nice to see this. This is kind of like an example of that we saw back in January. This is kind of the last time we really saw consolidation. And we'll either see this type of dip, or we could see something similar to what we saw where it's just a consolidation, prices within a range, and we just see something like that, and then price just continues higher. All options, I think both of those are possibilities for sure. If we see something like, I think we're already at the point, to be frank and honest with you, where it's probably not going to do the consolidation thing like we saw like here. I think that it's more like, if we see that, then price needs to find some sort of bottom. I think it would probably be something like 60K level. I think it would probably come back down, and then like we just see it chopping around like this. This would be kind of like that consolidation pattern. But it wouldn't surprise me at all to see this dip even further. As I said, 52K is an area that I'm looking for. And if you see it chop around here for a few weeks, that's actually really quite bullish and really nice to see. It would give a pause. It might allow altcoins to breathe, but I believe that altcoins still have another 30% or more to go to the downside. Am I saying sell all your shit now? No, I don't think that you should sell your shit, because unless you're like fully deep into crypto, unless you're doing this full time, unless you're doing this day to day, every waking hour of the day, then you're probably not as tuned into the market. You're working a regular job and you're more just buy and hold, and that's totally fine. I was that for a great amount of time. But I don't think that now is really the time to sell your altcoins, because A, you're probably not in tune enough with the market to rebuy lower, even if it will come. And B, I don't really think that you're going to execute properly either. I think it's easier and better just to find the bags that you want to hold and that you believe in. And I think those are like the best kind of things to do right now, is really just keep holding. Bitcoin, I still feel strongly will go to like 100K, or I don't know what the number is going to be. I think it's too early to tell what like the actual top number is going to be. You just kind of observe. But I do believe that, Bitcoin is going to go higher than 75K. It's going to go higher than, whatever. And altcoins, if you look at the vast majority of them, they haven't really moved. They haven't had the strong move. Sure, you see stuff like Say or AI coins, or many meme coins, of course, doing really strong moves. But overall, the majority of altcoins haven't moved, and you can see that in the chart, like relatively speaking. None of them have gotten close to their 21 highs. So I believe that we're going to see strong altcoin moves. I just don't know when it's going to happen. And I don't think now is really the time to sell. Unless you're, as I said, unless you're fully into it, you think you can get lower prices, totally fine. Like I personally did that myself. I sold some of my altcoins. But again, I'm watching these fucking charts day and night. So, a little bit different. But like overall high time frame, as I said, 52K area is the next kind of area up, but don't know if it's going to quite get there. We'll see. This current area of demand, 60K first needs to hold. I think if this area actually breaks down, so you'll see like, maybe like a wick down, you'll see a bounce, but I think it's going to get pretty violent, and it's going to get down to the 50Ks pretty quick if this level breaks. There's not much in between here. You can maybe look to see some of these other levels, like, this 58K area, like some of these, like this area was like the heavy consolidation back in March, April, May of 2021. So maybe there's some sort of support, but I think that generally speaking, you're going to want to look for the 52K area if that area breaks. But advice to you right now is I believe that you should mostly just stay chill, just stay put. Keep holding the positions that you want. Add more on the way down if you can. But overall, still very bullish. So definitely not selling all my shit at all. still heavily exposed, and still think that Bitcoin is going to do pretty well in 2024. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. This is kind of fun, so I'll probably do more of these going forward. Thanks, guys.